Taurus, what hidden issue is the lunar eclipse bringing up for you? For some of you, you're feeling very dissatisfied about a situation, and maybe you're in withdrawal mode. You're being very reclusive right now. You don't want to deal with people. And maybe you're just concerned about your own affairs. Maybe, you are thinking about some things, your relationships, a circumstance where it just doesn't feel right. You feel a lack of fulfillment about it. Something is missing that leaves you empty, and you could be depressed about that. Or maybe there's a lack of motivation to accept what's on offer to you. And that could be because you understand that, while it may look good on the surface, potentially it's not the best thing for you. And so this could be a period where you're dealing with something upsetting, something disappointing. And maybe you find it difficult to communicate or connect to other people because of your mood, or you feel depressed, or there's something happening that's difficult for you to get over and get past. So you may be very withdrawn, very different, or very indifferent, I should say. And so, something is going to trigger some anxiety within you. You're not sure where you stand. You're not on solid ground with something. You don't know where your present circumstances are going to lead. You don't know what the future looks like. So you are reevaluating where you should go next, what the next step is. And, you may be rethinking some decisions or choices that you've made because your material, your emotional welfare is all tied together. Now, if you're feeling good about where you are, you may be deciding to turn your back on sadness and melancholy. Maybe something is passing and things are going to become much easier to deal with. Maybe you come out of a rut, or you start to socialize more. But for many of you, again, this is questionable circumstances, and you find it very difficult to move past something. There could be a problem, or you're trying to get yourself on solid footing, and you can't relax or even engage with other people until you figure something out. And maybe in the process, you end up missing an opportunity, and maybe you feel sad about missing that opportunity. It could be that you are in denial mode right now, that there is a reality staring you in the face. Something has changed, and you are refusing to believe that that situation has changed. So this is a period where you're doing some reevaluation. You're going within to find some answers. And maybe, again, that calls for you to socially isolate yourself. Maybe you're lost in your own thoughts. You're very self-absorbed. And maybe you don't even notice, if you're connecting with other people and their sadness, maybe you don't even notice that. You're caught up in your own world right now. Virgo, what hidden situation is the lunar eclipse bringing up for you? For some of you, there's a tie to a fire sign person. This could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this page. But you are motivated perhaps about something. And maybe you're getting some kind of message. Maybe, you are being very rash about something. Something is going on unexpected, and it's connected to the future, some possibility, and it may require that you take some kind of action, or you have some kind of new idea or new attitude. For some of you, maybe this is about something regarding education in some way. Or for others of you, this may tie to a lover, and it possibly centers around a mother figure, something feminine, or the nurturing, caring aspect of yourself or another person. Maybe you are enthusiastic. Maybe you're going on a blind date or you're connecting with somebody. For others of you, there are elements of some form of temptation or guilt that you're dealing with. So there could be some selfish inclinations taking place. Now, if in the negative, this may be some inconsistency on your part or someone else. Something is not stable. There's some indecision, or maybe some kind of admonition about something that was done wrong or poorly. Maybe somebody didn't follow instructions. So there's some kind of news that you receive with regard to something. In other circumstances, this could be you very motivated about something creative in your life. Maybe you're inspired about something. You could be pushing an idea, selling something, marketing something, and this is the beginning. You are developing your social skills that you need for success. Some of you may be involved in some very spirited interactions with other people, perhaps some negotiations. You are really pursuing something with passion, whatever that may be, a project, a person, an idea. You're putting in some earnest effort. And so again, there's some new possibilities that you're opening up to. And this is a period where making some very small changes toward your goal is going to make a big difference, whether that's a relationship or your social setting or your environment. So some of you may be accepting an invitation. Maybe this is going to be to take a short trip, or you're going to attend a conference or a party, a gathering, where your social skills are going to be important and you're going to be connecting to people and they're going to notice you. But for others of you, you are looking at how you feel about a connection or a partnership, and there's some underlying changes that make you feel uncomfortable. Maybe you can't pinpoint them. They feel stressful. You don't know exactly where or when those occurred. But something is off and you are at a loss to explain what happened. Maybe, nothing has happened at all. Maybe it's just your fears about it. Maybe you're obsessing over something negative or the possibility that something is wrong. And for some of you, you're paying the consequences for the inability to commit to a relationship. Maybe there's been some irresponsible behavior or a lack of passion or motivation, so something has stagnated. And again, it may tie back to some temptation where there's been some unfaithfulness, some instability. Maybe somebody's heart has been broken. Maybe there are issues of trust. So you're having to deal with your passion, your motivation, your drive, or the lack thereof, with regard to your connections. Capricorn, what hidden issue is the lunar eclipse bringing up for you? You're under some kind of pressure that may be financial. Maybe you're pressured to make money, or you receive some money out of the blue due to some kind of circumstance. This could be an inheritance, or maybe you win something, or you get this sudden bonus, or your new job. So there could be some sudden success for you, or prosperity related to money. May have ties to the internet, or again, property. But for others of you, something is collapsing, perhaps a financial structure that you were depending on. It could be that there's some kind of loss or something is stolen. It could be that greed is playing a role. Maybe you get swindled, but there is a need to pay attention to your finances. So for you, this is a good time for you to start rebuilding on something that maybe has collapsed. It could be you're dealing with somebody who's very aggressive. They're challenging you with regard to money, pressuring you for it, or you've been traumatized. Maybe something traumatic or crisis oriented has happened in your life that requires a great deal of money. It could be an illness, or perhaps surgery, or some property damage. But there is some kind of unavoidable change. Maybe you are more free. You're released from some kind of situation that you were bound to financially. But for others of you, you are gaining some insights, some revelations are coming about that may not necessarily be pretty. Maybe you had a false belief about something. Again, somebody could have pulled the wool over your eyes, and that's coming out. But something corrupt is being destroyed. Now, for some of you, there's going to be, again, new directions with regard to money. Maybe you are changing your job or your residence, or you're dealing with issues connected to separation or divorce or an accident that impacts your money. Maybe some of you are even filing for bankruptcy. But for others of you, you are having to let go of something that maybe you still want, but is just no longer serving you. Maybe you've been inflexible as far as money and your relationship to it and other people. So this is a period where you're going to have to be more self-reliant, professionally, materially, and you're going to get some success for that. And you may also be pushing back. Maybe you had some doubt in the past with relation to a financial situation, and you're pressing forward on that. And now you're trying to get to the root of something. Maybe you just want to know the facts. You're trying to get the full picture, the full story, so that you can make some decisions that will provide that personal security and continuity for you. So this is about reorganizing your finances. In some cases, you're going to get some information that you don't like. In other cases, the truth of trying to present something better than what it is going to come home to roost. So somebody may be hiding something about finances, or you could be doing that. You're only going to tell them just enough, and that's going to create some kind of problem. For others of you, you may feel victimized. Again, you could be swindled or taken advantage of in some way, but it's likely that you placed yourself in some kind of circumstance where you were taken advantage of, and you did so in full daylight. You did so because you refused to accept a situation, and you ended up working against yourself. So there could be a breakdown of some sort. Maybe you're dealing with something. There could be an injustice, or somebody fails to live up to your expectations financially. In other cases, something is happening out of the blue. You are, being freed of a circumstance related to your finances.